Hello dear student, welcome to our online classes. I am Dilip Naik, lecturer of commerce, Dr. A.V. Baliga College of Commerce, Kumta. I am handling corporate accounting to BCom 4th semester. We are briefly explain the syllabus of corporate accounting 2 for BCom 4th semester. Here we have totally 5 units. They are valuation of goodwill and shares, accounting for mergers and amalgamation, liquidation of companies, group accounts, accounts of banking companies. Totally 5 units are there. Out of that, the first unit is valuation of goodwill and shares. Dear students, you know about the goodwill because you are already studied from the UC second year under the partnership account, and also you are taken this goodwill as an intangible asset under the heads of balance sheet in a asset side. In a valuation of goodwill and shares, the first concept is valuation of goodwill. Under that we are discussing about meaning, objectives and methods of valuation, and valuation of shares, of objectives and methods of valuation, and intrinsic value and yield value methods. You know about the goodwill. Goodwill is nothing but as the reputations of the business organization. Without the reputation or without the goodwill, the company cannot sell its product in the market. So the brand or the name of the product also one of the goodwill in the market. It is an intangible asset. Goodwill cannot see, cannot touch, cannot feel. Therefore, it is one of the intangible asset for the business. Reputations of the business organization. For example, if you need a toothpaste, when you are going to the shop, you are not asking, please give me the toothpaste, but you are asking to the shopkeeper as a, give me a Colgate. Am I right? Here, the Colgate is one of the brand name. The Colgate is one of the product name or the company's name. It is not a product. That means it is not a toothpaste. Instead of the toothpaste, we are asking, give me a Colgate. We are asking directly the company's name to the shopkeeper. So that is one of the reputation, that is one of the goodwill of that particular companies. Or if you want a blue, that means for the purpose of white cloths need a blue. In that situation, you are asking to the shopkeeper, give me a Ujala, not a blue. So that means the Ujala or that Colgates are that much of included in the customer mind. So that is called as goodwill. So it is the reputations of the companies. From that, the company can sell that product in the markets. Understood? So that much of the demand will be created in the markets. In a goodwill is one of the intangible fixed assets, and goodwill is an inseparable assets. You know, goodwill has a value in case of profit making business concern. Goodwill always helps the business to earn more normal profit. You know, without the goodwill, the company cannot reach its objectives or goals, and also not making a much more profits. If the companies need much more profit, then the company must need to increase the goodwill. Understood? So in this chapter we are discussing about the meanings and objectives and methods of valuation of goodwills. And one more concepts are there in this first units, that is valuation of shares and objectives of shares and methods of valuation, intrinsic value and yield method values. Dear student, you know about the shares. What do you mean by shares? The total capitals are divided into number of units. That each unit is called as particular shares. Am I right? The total capitals, when the companies are required the capitals for its growth or expanding their business or new product developments, the companies required capitals. How much capitals are required? The total capitals will be divided into number of units. So each small units is called as shares. So that share will be issued by the company to the public for acquiring the capitals or increasing their capitals. The company can issuing the shares in a two times, in the beginning of the years or in the middle of the years. Okay, whenever companies need additional capitals, in that situation the companies can issuing the additional shares or debenture or bonds. Debenture are already you are studied from the BCom third semester, but in the shares you are studied in the right this semester. In a shares also there are two types of the shares, equity shares and preference shares. You know about the equity shares? Equity share is nothing but as the ownership shares, and the preference shares are having the preferential rights, that is a right to vote, a right to take a dividend. So they are the preferential shares, but in the equity shares they don't have the right to take a particular dividend, but when the companies are getting profit, a certain percentage of the profit will be given to the equity shareholders. In a company getting much more profit, that profit will be divided into four parts. The first parts of the profit will be given to the outside liability holders, and the second parts of the profit will be given to the preferential shareholders, and the third part is given to the reserves, and the fourth part of the profit will be given to the equity shareholders. So here the preferential shareholders having a fixed percentage of dividend, but the equity shareholders are not having the fixed percentage of dividend, but the percentage of the profit is given to the equity shareholders. So that will be discussed in the valuation of shares. Under that we have two methods, intrinsic value method and the yield value methods. So these are all the concepts are comes under the unit number 1, that is valuation of goodwill and shares. Now unit number 2, accounting for mergers and amalgamations. You know about the mergers and amalgamations. So here mergers and amalgamation means the one companies are take over the another companies, or the one companies are merged into the another companies. So mergers means two companies are decide to combine into one. For example, in the olden days we have the Hero Honda. Hero is one of the another companies and Honda is also one of the another companies. So these two companies are merged to take up one company, that is Hero Honda. Some other example like Maruti Suzuki, that is also one of the different companies are merged. That means merger means the two companies decide to combine into one. That is assets and liabilities of one company are transferred to another and the first company loses its existences. That is called as mergers. And amalgamation, mergers and amalgamation in this chapter. Amalgamation, it is two or more companies merge into third new company and existing companies loses their existences. That means two or more companies are merges, a new company will be starts. Understood? So in this unit we are discussing about meaning of mergers, acquisition and amalgamation, accounting standard 14 classification of amalgamations, and methods of accounting, pooling interest method and purchase methods, features and accounting entries, purchase consideration, elimination of unrealized profit, intercompany ownings, preparations of post-merger balance sheet. These are all we are discussing in the mergers and amalgamation units. Next, unit number 3, liquidation of companies. Under this unit, we are discussing about meaning of liquidation, liquidation versus winding up, types of liquidation, overriding preferential payments and preferential creditors, preparations of liquidators' final statement of accounts. Dear student, you know about the liquidation of companies? Liquidation is nothing but as winding up of the companies. The liquidation means commencement of winding up, proceeding of the affairs of the company and completions of such proceedings whereby the company will be dissolved and ceases its existences. So there are two types of the stages. One is winding up and liquidations. So your liquidation also one of the winding up, but winding up and liquidations are two stages of the company's dissolutions. That means the closing of companies, going out of business process. So one company goes out of business, there are several steps it will go through the discontinue its affairs. So here liquidation means one of the winding up of the companies. When the companies are goes into liquidation, why the companies are goes into liquidation? Due to the illegal activities, the courts are ordered to closing the companies or winding up of the companies. Or in between the partners, some problems are arises, some partners are removed from the partnerships. So the companies are goes into liquidation. Sometimes the companies are getting maximum losses, cannot revoke. In that situation, the partners of the companies are decided to close the companies or to wind up of the companies. So these are the reasons for liquidations of companies. That means liquidation means totally closing the companies, stop the business. There is no movement in the business. So here the one person will be arises. That person is liquidator. They are the middleman between the company's management and the company's liability holders. Because when the companies are started, in that situation the companies can raising their capitals or purchasing the various materials or goods through the credit basis. So company must retain the credit. If they are not retained, when the winding up situation will be arises, in that situation they must be given that credit to the liability holders. If there is no cashes, then also they can revaluations of every assets. When the amount will be getting, then that amount will be given to the outside liability holders. So in between the liquidator will be appointed by the government. So here he can liquidate the total assets or he can revaluating total assets, and how much amount is given to the outsiders, all the work will be done by the liquidators, and for that purposes he is taken a commission or wages from the companies. So all that we will be discussed in the liquidations of companies chapters. So therefore, meaning of liquidations, liquidation versus winding up, types of liquidations, overriding preferential payments and preferential creditors, preparations of liquidators, final statement of accounts will be discussed in these chapters. Okay. So next one is unit number 4, group accounts. In these units, we are discussing about meaning, need and relevance of group accounts, concepts of holding and subsidiary companies, accounting standards 21 on consolidated financial statements, recommendations, process of consolidated, classification of profits into pre and post acquisition, capital reverse or goodwill, minority interest, elimination of stock reserves, intercompany owings, debtors and bills, preparations of consolidated balance sheet of holding company and its subsidiaries, that is single subsidiaries only. So in a group account we are discussing about holding and subsidiary companies. You know about the holding and subsidiary. So here holding means one companies are holding a total 51 or more percentage of the equity share from the another companies. That means more than the 50 percentage or 51 percentage of the share will be acquired from the another companies. That is called as holding company. Subsidiary company means the companies are sold to the another companies. Here a holding company is one which directly or indirectly acquire the controlling interest in full or to the extent of majority, that is more than 50 percentage in the affairs of another company, which is termed called the subsidiary companies of the holding company. Here the holding company controls the composition of its board of directors, and it holds more than half of the nominal values of its equity shares capital. And the subsidiary of any company which is the subsidiary of that other companies. For example, A Limited has a power to appoint or to remove all or majority of directors of B companies. Then the B company is the subsidiary of A companies. That means the subsidiary company is an enterprises controlled by another enterprises. Understood? So number of different type of the subsidiary companies are there, that will be discussed in the later. Totally here we are discussing about the holding and subsidiaries. In these units we must find out the minority interest. After that finally we are taken the balance sheet of the holding and subsidiary companies. So that are all we are discussing in these particular units. Okay. At last, unit number 5, accounts of banking companies. Under this unit we are discussing about meaning and importances, provisions of Banking Regulation Act relating to accounts and audit, books required, forms of profit and losses accounts and balance sheet with scheduled classification of bank advances, standard, substandard, doubtful and losses assets and provisioning norms, rebate on bill discounted, preparations of final accounts. All these concepts will be discussed in the unit number 5, accounts of banking companies. So in this unit we need the schedules. Already you are completed that schedules final accounts in the BCom third semesters. In the same accounts we will be discussed in the accounts of banking companies. Okay, so these are all the 5 units will be in the corporate accounting 2 for BCom 4th semester. That will be discussed one by one unit in the next classes. Okay, thank you.